Hey everyone, it's your good friend Eric Thompson. Thank you so much for checking out this video. So, are you wondering about today's market? More importantly, are your clients wondering about today's market? Are they saying to you things like, is there another housing bubble? In this video, I'm going to give you 3 reasons to be super confident about today's market. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, a big warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for your engagement. I so appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, hit the red subscribe button so that you get more helpful videos just like this one. If you like this video, then please like it, give it a thumbs up. That will help me out. Now I want to help you out. So I want to help you if you are having questions. I want to help you if your clients are asking you questions about a real estate bubble. I want to give you 3 reasons to be super confident about today's market. Reason number 1 is equity. It turns out people have a lot of equity in their homes. So CoreLogic, they just came out with their latest quarterly market equity report. So they study and they track and they measure all the equity that homeowners have nationwide. Did you know that over the last year, according to their report, homeowner equity has gone up by $2.9 trillion. That is trillion with a T, all right? Trillion with a T. That's how much equity has increased in the last year. So that's not the total amount of equity, that is the amount of the increase, $2.9 trillion. Did you know that today there is roughly only 2.5% of all homeowners, of all homes nationwide that have negative equity? And all that means is that the home is worth less than what is actually owed on the property. Did you know in 2009, the last time we did have a bubble, 29% of all properties nationwide had negative equity. Today it's less than 3%. In 2009 it was 29%. What does this mean? What this means is people have a lot of equity in their homes. And what that means, if they happen to run into some kind of financial hardship, let's say they lose their job, what's not going to happen because of all this equity they have, what's not going to happen is them just walking away from their home. They're going to sell it in the normal process at market rates. What that really means is that that is going to keep distressed properties from hitting the market. All right, distressed properties are not going to hit the market in the way that they were back in 2009 because of all the equity that exists in people's homes. People are going to sell them in a normal fashion at market rates. That will protect the market. That is a big, big difference between now and 2009. Okay, so one reason why people have so much equity in their homes is because they're not using their homes like ATM machines like they were back leading up to the last bubble. So this is reason number 2. Reason number 2 is this: people are not using their homes like an ATM machine. Here's the measurement, all right? Here's what we look at. Today, there is about 3% of the amount of equity that's in someone's home as it relates to their disposable income that's being taken out of homes, all right, in terms of home equity loans, all right? So as a percent of disposable income, it's only 3% that's being taken out as cash out refinances. When you measure the amount of cash coming out versus someone's disposable income, it's just over 3%. Back leading up to the last bubble, it was almost 10%. So it was more than 3 times of what it is today, all right, back then. So back then, it was more than 3 times compared to today. So bottom line, people are not using their homes like ATM machines like they were before. All right, now we're to reason number 3. Reason number 3, guys, is supply. There is a simple formula, there's a simple calculation, there's a simple measurement in any economics of supply and demand. All right, so supply and demand and that relationship dictates prices. When there's oversupply, then you have a risk of prices crashing down. You know what we have today? The opposite of oversupply. What we have today, there's only nationwide just over 2 months of inventory on the market. So at the current pace of sales, it would take only 2 months to sell out all the homes that exist nationwide. A balanced market by definition is between 4 and 6 months. So we are much, much below a balanced market. And this is another interesting piece of information. When you look at prices and now how they have changed relative to inventory, what we see in that relationship is there needs to be at least 6 months of inventory on the market for prices to have any chance of going down. All right, so that's when you look at the Case-Shiller home price data versus NAR's, the National Association of Realtors measurement of home inventory. So when you look at that correlation, what you find is there needs to be at a minimum 6 months of inventory in the market for prices to even have any chance of decreasing. What that means is we would need 4 more months of supply in the market for prices to have any chance of going down. By the way, I'm curious to know, number one, is this helpful to you? Then hit that thumbs up, hit the like button. I'm curious to know, what are your clients saying to you about the market? What are the questions that they're having with you about the market? You could drop those in the comments. Maybe you yourself have questions about the market. I'd be curious to see those. Put those in the comments. I will answer those for you. Let's see what your questions are. Let's see what the questions are that your clients are asking you. Let's get those answered. So again, there are 3 specific reasons to be confident about today's market. Number 1 is equity. People are gaining a lot of equity in their homes. They have a lot of equity in their homes. When you look at negative equity, properties that are worth less than what's owed, it is a minuscule amount of properties compared to, say, 2009, all right? So it's like a 10th. Reason number 2, people are not using their homes like ATM machines, all right? That was kind of a common phrase, that was a common thought back leading up to the last bubble, and the data backed it up that yes, indeed, there are a lot of people taking a lot of money as cash advances out of their homes. There's nowhere near as much as that, as what was happening back then. So back then, it was approaching 10% of someone's disposable income. Today, it's just a touch over 3%. And then reason number 3 is supply. We're just looking at simple supply and demand. If there's a glut of supply, if there's oversupply, that causes a risk of prices coming down. We don't have anything near a glut of supply. We have the opposite of oversupply. We have only 2 months of inventory on the market. The research shows there needs to be at a minimum 6 months of inventory in the market for prices to have any chance of coming down. What does that mean? That means we would need at least 4 more months of inventory for prices to even have a chance of going down. Hey, what we know is that markets cycle over time, and what we can see is that there are a bunch of reasons to be really confident about today's market. I hope that this video is really helpful to you. I appreciate you engaging with it. Again, if you like it, like it. And if you want more videos like this one that are helpful, hit the red subscribe button. That will be fantastic. Thanks so much for watching this video. Have an amazing day. We'll see you in the next one.